Kwa mfano, what we have, although inakuwa explained kule nje, lakini katika fisheries tuna kama panga hapa eneo la kuvua baharini limetoka Vanga limetoka Kiunga mpaka Vanga. Sasa katika maeneo ya uvuvi kuna maeneo ya uvuvi katika reefs, katika continental shelf katika reef. Alafu kuna eneo la exclusive economic zone. Eneo la exclusive economic zone ni 142,400 square kilometers. Eneo la reef ambalo linatumika na artisanal fisheries ni hili kama eneo la 9,700 square kilometers. Sasa hili eneo la reef lile ambalo linatumika wavuvi wetu sana sana ndio wanatumia vifaa kama hivi artisanal fisheries. Kutumia boats hivi ndio vifaa vya kuendea. Hii ni ngalao, hii ni madao, hii ni life jacket kwa mambo ya security kule baharini, akipata wakati wa ajali inamsaidia. Alafu huku tunakuwa kuna vifaa vya nyavu ambazo ni vifaa vya uvuvi, inputs. Hizi zote ni inputs za katika uvuvi. Hizi ni ndoano, hizi ni vifaa vya misumari ya kutengenezea boats, vifaa hivi kutengenezea. Hizi ni vifaa vya kutengenezea, kushonea nyavu wakati wa kuprepare sindano zake. Hii inaitwa scoop net. Hii ni mishipi ambayo inatumika kule. Hii ni uzi inatumika na hizi wakati wa repair of nets kwa wavuvi. Alafu finally wakitoka tunakuwa na kupima. Wanapima baada ya kuwa vifaa vimetumika. Kifaa cha mwisho ni hiki cha kupimia mizani. Inapima alafu hiyo samaki inaenda kwa market for consumption to the market. Sasa ndio inatoka kwa hii idara hiyo upande huu. Sasa inaenda kwa market, alafu nafikiri inaendelea ku process, inaendelea ku upande huu. Hizi ni fish traps. Hizi pia zinatumika. Kuna wengine wanatumia nyavu kwa capture, wengine wanatumia traps for capture. Sasa hizi ni traps. Samaki mvuvi anaweka chambo huko ndani, alafu samaki anakuja kuingia hapa. Hii ni mdomo wa samaki, anakuja kuingia na hapa, alafu akifika huko ndani, akifuata chambo huko ndani, anakosa mlango wa kutoka, kwa hivyo mvuvi anakuja, alafu anatoa. Ndio hiyo trap.
Hapa ni for management department.
Okay.
We just deal with the community.
Okay.
We issue the certificates, registration, the training. Finally, we empower them how to do the work efficiently.
On the right, we have dried prawns, we have dried shark, and a dried snap, a frozen lobster, cuttlefish, frozen kingfish, frozen squid, frozen octopus. And then to add to that, we have products from Wananchi Marine. Wananchi Marine Products Kenya Limited is a company in Mombasa that processes tuna. So there was a time they were processing ready-to-eat tuna, and this is one of the products. So what we have here is for display. We are not selling, but if you go to Nakumat, you get this product. I've seen there one going for 500 shillings. So these are the products that we have for this year's show. Though more will be there displayed during the official opening, which is
wanataka chakula hata unaweza kwanza nao kutoka mwanzo, lakini watakuwa ni wakubwa pengine wamekula
I'm trying to educate the local fishermen and the prospective fishermen on the new technologies that are actually emerging in terms of fish preservation, processing. Now, on that respect, one of the new technologies that we have so far is this integrated smoking kiln, drying fish samples using energy from the sun, or you can as well use some limited firewood using that chopper down there, and you are able now to smoke your fish. If probably you could come closer, you'll be able to see now. If a fisherman wants to use just the smoking, then this is the arrangement on how things should be. Here is where he's going to place his samples, and using some limited firewood from this, then he's able now to smoke. But then at the same time, if one wants you to use drying, then it means he will have to remove this part so that he's able now to access heat energy from these drying solar energy absorbers. There are several of them surrounded all over, so that energy now is pushed into the drying cabinet, and he's also able to dry his samples using energy from the sun. Of a solar tunnel dryer. This one actually uses energy from the sun. Now, in here you have your samples. If it is fish, it is some vegetable agricultural products, you can put them here. Then the energy is trapped by this absorber, energy from the sun. There is a fan that is actually propelled by the solar panel. That one now drives some fence here, which pushes this energy into the drain cabinet. Now, the accumulation of that energy here actually elevates the temperature, and you are able now to process your samples as fast as possible. Another advantage is this is an enclosure, therefore chances of contamination from either flies or from some environmental contaminants are actually minimized. You therefore end up with a quality product at the end after about 4 to 6 hours.
This fish pond, this fish pond is about it's about 6 by 12, around 6 by 12, and we are teaching farmers that this is just a demonstration, but we normally advise farmers they should have fish ponds of more than 10. It can be 15 by 15, 20 by 10, such things. Because when you want to do real fish farming, you have to stock the right amount of fish, and the pond should be bigger enough so that you can get a bit of profit. We also teach farmers on the site selection, where they can on the side of site selection, the kind of land they have, and the land, the topology of that land, and how far is it from the water source. That is what we normally teach the farmers. After they know about their land, the soil is also another factor that we consider, because some soils are very porous, so that's why we put this liner. Or we advise farmers to put up some concrete ponds. That is what we normally advise them. So we either put liners, we either have, and if the soil is quite good, then we advise farmers to put up, just to dig the pond the way it is. So we peg the pond, because that is what we call pegging. We peg the pond. We have got about 4 measurements about the pegging, because we consider the inner slope, the top of the dike, outside slope. So all those things, we consider them when building the pond. During the building of the pond also, if it's an earthen pond, we normally advise farmers that they have we dig the core trench, and then we fill it with the water, and then we compact the soil. The compacting the soil will prevent the seepage inside the pond. That is what we normally advise the farmers to do so. And after that, then after the pond is ready, we now advise farmers on the good quality fingerlings to buy, because some sell fingerlings but they are not of good quality. To a bigger size, such that the farmer can benefit from those fingerlings. So that's what we advise the farmers to go. So we have got some fish farmers here, selected fish farmers, who sell those fingerlings to the farmers. So we advise the farmers to go to such farmers also to buy the fingerlings. So after buying the fingerlings, we advise the farmers how to stock, because that is also a very important aspect, because you cannot just stock anyhow. A pond of about 10 by 10, depending on the fish farmer, how big. Advise the farmer to stock about 3 to 4 per meter square. That is what we normally advise the farmer. And if it's less than maybe he wants 300 grams at that particular time, then he sells them. Then we advise him maybe 5 to 6 pieces per meter square. That is what we advise the farmers to do. And then there's the pond management. pond management, here we are referring to the water quality, the amount of oxygen, the ammonia, the level of ammonia in the pond, the temperature, and others. So we advise that the farmers to use proper feeding so that the pond can actually the fish can eat all the feed that is being put in. And after that, but most of them think that by putting in much feed is when the fish will grow bigger at the same time, but it's not the case. So we advise them also on the proper feeding of their fish. We advise the farmers as well to have a sort of a feeding chart so that they can also know at what level he has been feeding his fish all through. And feeding also, we feed them twice a day. That is at around 10 a.m. when the water is not a bit colder, because the fish have to be active. So at 10 the fish is active. At 4 p.m. also we advise farmers to feed them at 4, because at that particular time the temperature has become low, the fish is able to swim and feed. Also when we talk of feeding, we devise a point, let's say like here, so that a point where every time somebody feeds from there, the fish will know the time. If it's 10 a.m., by the time you haven't reached at that particular point, the fish is already there waiting for the food.
Papa, you check. Papa. Nataka yake na shaka. Kutoka sasa ina shaka. Hizo samaki huwa bembelezi mtu akiwa mbali. Haya, ukijua unataka ondoke.
Unajua sina kama msika anaweza chukua kamera.
Comment to what kind of fish you have.
The fish which you are landed.
Yes.
Okay. This is fishing competition, Mombasa Agricultural Show. The fishing competition took place at Malindi, where we landed the fish behind me. The first one from where I am is Sulisuli, in English sailfish, and the following is Roncon, Tewa, and the third note is tuna. There are 4 pieces. Thereafter there is kingfish, and then the last fish is shark, papa.
Kwa shilingi 1000